How do you respond? First of all, you need to talk to this guy somehow.
Yes, I need to arrange a meeting with this guy. I set a meeting where we would discuss that the idea what we're developing is only for single players, since we still haven't developed an MVP. And after we have an MVP and our idea has been proven to be successful, we can further develop our project. The basic MVP has all of the functions that a player, in this case we call it a player because it's not really a player, but a home builder needs to build his dream house. So adding other players would only help us with user experience, but would lose us money, staff, time. Yeah, let's leave it at that. That should be enough, staff and time. So this issue, what we explain that multiplayer VR games are basically designed for games and not for VR projects. And different kind of people would be able to interact with our project one at a time, which is also the whole idea of the project. So for instance, the wife can go in, set some parameters, right? And then exactly. So you don't need both of them inside of the game. They would just not approve each other's ideas. And
probably you can also see it on the screen, right? Whatever wife is setting, you can see on the screen anyway.
Exactly. So
maybe we should add that as well, right?
Yeah. And also, the second player user can just see.
I would say the player, right?
Yeah.
Or VR player, let's say VR player.
Yes. Is choosing or sees. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this should be enough reasons for our colleague here to understand.
Okay.
Because this was the main issue. I think another one was slightly behind schedule. Well, market research. We need to address this market research. This guy, what was his name? This guy.
David.
David. Okay. David is struggling to provide clear insights. Set a meeting with David. A meeting with David, and discuss company objectives.
I think you're thinking of how to politely say, let's get rid of him.
I that was the case today, actually. It's really sad that one of my colleagues had to go today just because of the same
I'm
case.
So sorry.
Yeah.
I hate these kind of discussions.
That's the worst thing ever. It's the worst thing ever. But it's as a PM, it's sometimes it's the worst thing because you have to do what the others lack to say or don't have the guts to do. So it's the dirty work, basically.
Yeah.
Set up
so company objectives and
set up a meeting with him, discuss company objectives, and try to align him with the company. discuss openly on how we and discuss openly on what we need from him, and give him a clear idea maybe speak openly about how his underperformance is risking others within the company. Okay, maybe a little bit too much pressure, but now he has to perform.
Sometimes it's not enough pressure.
Sometimes you never know these
people. It depends on the
people.
culture. It depends on the project. Yeah, heavily depends on the project.
I would have gotten a beer with David, I would know what to say to him.
Oh yeah. If we would know him better, right?
Yeah. Behind the schedule. Okay, so maybe also set we need to set we have the objectives. We need to set a sprint for the next month. And if the requirements are met, all the company is going to a retreat. We're playing a game of
so
carrot here.
Incentives now.
Yes, always we have to play with a carrot.
Probably all the team, right?
Yes.
Project team.
Yes. Project.
He is going to retreat. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's all. We addressed the issue with Stakeholder. We addressed David. We addressed the schedule. So we're good to go, I think.
Okay. We're good to go. Yay. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, project status update, actions taken this month, stakeholder meeting, multiplayer rejected. You present a stronger argument against pivoting to multiplayer, highlighted budget, timeline, and core vision conflicts. Explain the screen sharing already allows collaboration, outcome stakeholder backed off, but requested a future plan for expanding social features, post for MVP. Great, okay, that's awesome. David's performance intervention. You had a frank discussion with David about his underperformance, clearly defined what market research is needed to align with the company objectives. Outcome, David stepped up, started collaborating with the team, and more structured research reports are coming in.
Never in my life. That's what happened.
Never. You would have to say to David, if you don't do this, we're fired in 2 weeks probably, and even then he would leave the third day probably. However, trust is still
weak. If I talked like in the harshest possible way, because I'm Ukrainian, and in our culture we're much more straightforward and frank than in companies that people in the West or in the East. And I was talking in the harshest possible way with people, and nothing changed.
No.
It doesn't matter how hard you try. It's just like not gonna happen.
No way. Sometimes you just can't get under these people's skin. David stepped up. Okay, however, trust is still weak. The team is waiting to see if his work actually helps. Okay. Sprint planning and team reward system. A 1 month sprint was set with clear deliverables, motivation boost if sprint goals. Okay, outcome, team worked harder and deliverables progressed well. Great, of course, incentives always work.
It worked. Yay.
Yeah. Project, okay, CPI 1.02, slightly under budget. Okay, that's we have to focus more on CPI.
1.02 is good. It's good.
It's
so
good.
We're under budget. We have some additional money. So 0.96 SPI,
0.96.
we are basically on schedule, I would say.
Scheduling, catching up. Okay. Team morale rising. Sprint reward gave extra motivation. Right. MVP progressed, accelerated, stakeholder requested, deflected without conflict. David is finally showing effort. The team is aligned, working towards a common goal. David still needs to prove long-term reliability. Okay, we can't. We always have to be with David. Minor remaining VR performance issues, lingering tensions between Lucas and Martino. Not a major issue, but still exists. Of course, these guys.
And
new crisis. Great. Conflict arises. Lucas threatens to quit. Wow. Okay.
And, yeah, no matter how hard we try.
Always. Lucas, the senior developer, is frustrated with Martin again. He says he's tired of constant debates and feels that his technical decisions aren't respected. He's critical to the project. Losing him would set development back months. The team is divided. Some feel Martina is too rigid. Others think Lucas is too dismissive. Okay, but everybody is is leading towards firing Martina here. It seems Martina is the problem. Okay, so I don't know now. It's becoming really interesting, but I also noticed that we haven't gotten an answer to our specialist, optimizing specialist, and we were supposed to hire him. So if we would hire him, I would probably get rid of Lucas if we have hired him. But
what happened with that hire? Actually, I think he just forgot.
yeah. We didn't get a response from that guy.